You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Philip Kaufman. Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning British monarch who ruled for over 70 years, has died today. Elizabeth ascended to the throne after the passing of her father, King George VI. She ruled over the United Kingdom and 14 other Commonwealth realms and is one of the most recognizable and famous icons to have ever lived. Charles, her son, immediately became king following her passing and had already been handling some of the Queen's engagements as her health began to limit her from some commitments. Her death was announced by the royal family on social media. She died peacefully at the Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Queen Elizabeth II was 96 years old. An 18-year-old man from Weatherly faces a second charge of rape after another alleged victim came forward. In the original case, police received a report that 18-year-old Adrian Sparsacino had sex with a juvenile sometime in December of 2021. The alleged victim was 13 years old at the time and told police he forced her to have sex with him after she told him no. He waived his right to a preliminary hearing in that case. When officers were in district court, the second incident was reported to them. The alleged victim said they were too uncomfortable to tell the forensic interviewer what happened, so she wrote a statement instead, which was read back to her, and she was asked questions about it. According to court papers, the statement indicated that Sparacino took off her clothes in a borough house and raped her after she repeatedly told him no. His new charges include rape by forcible compulsion, statutory sexual assault, indecent exposure, and indecent assault. His bail in the new case is set at $100,000 in addition to the $100,000 bail set when he was arrested in the first case in July. He remains incarcerated on bail in both cases for a combined $200,000. Police in Wilkes-Barre reported a man is being charged with drunk driving after nearly hitting a police cruiser head-on and leading officers on a chase. According to the Wilkes-Barre Police Department, Tuesday night, 50-year-old Reyes Santos Chigo of Brooklyn, New York, almost struck a patrol cruiser head-on while driving a Jeep on Mill Street and then failed to obey a stop sign. Police pursued Santos Chigo as he ignored commands by the officer through the cruiser's PA system to turn off the Jeep and show his hands out the driver's side window. He finally exited his Jeep after more officers arrived on scene. Police say he smelled of alcohol, had trouble walking, and slurred speech. Santos Chigo was taken into custody and charged with fleeing or eluding police, driving under the influence of alcohol, and driving without a license. He was unable to post the $20,000 bail and remains in the Luzerne County Correctional Facility. Two men are being charged by West Hazelton police after they disguised themselves as FedEx workers and committed armed robbery. According to the West Hazelton Police Department, on Wednesday night around 7 o'clock, officers got a call about two people armed with a gun breaking into a home on the 200 block of Allen Street and fleeing the scene in a Honda. The victims told investigators that a man approached their home dressed as a FedEx delivery driver and forced his way into their home alongside another man. The two, later identified as 36-year-old Raymond Rodriguez Morera and 29-year-old Alexander de los Santos Martinez, hit the victims with handguns and a fight broke out. A shot was fired at the ceiling of the home and the suspects stole money from the victims. Officers were able to locate the suspect's car on State Route 309 in Butler Township. Police found marijuana and a FedEx t-shirt in the back seat. Both have been charged with robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, and drug charges. Vandals damaged the special needs playground at Kirby Park in Wilkes-Barre. Donations have been used to build the playground, which has not yet opened. Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown says there will now be new measures such as lighting and security cameras installed at the site, and extra police patrols will be in the area. Anyone with information is being asked to contact Wilkes-Barre Police. A jewelry scam in the Poconos led to the arrest of one individual. Monroe County authorities say a man from Romania was trying to fool people into buying fake jewelry at a Sheetz in Pocono Township. The 36-year-old man reportedly was telling Sheetz customers he was out of gas and needed help. Later on, state police say the suspect was found to have nearly $5,000 in cash, along with the fake 18-karat gold jewelry. State police want you to be aware of the increase in these type of scams. The discussion at last night's Wyoming Valley West School Board meeting was again about the Schuyler Avenue Elementary School. This time, how to go about selling it. The 102-year-old school was officially closed by a vote last month. Now the board wants to get an appraisal of the building and then discuss either requesting proposals from interested buyers or use a realtor. The board said that they have had interest from some regarding purchasing the building. Republican congressional candidate for the 8th District of Pennsylvania, Jim Bognett of Hazel Township, sent a letter yesterday to local media urging them to support more accessible debates across Northeast Pennsylvania to better inform voters on where the candidates stand on issues. Bognett said in the letter is a request to each local network to televise a debate either on their own or with partner organizations, and that he is eager to debate on TV and radio, and that he hopes the media will, quote, do their part in helping the people of the 8th District stay informed, unquote. Cartwright's campaign is waiting for a response from Bognett's to participate in a debate already being hosted by WVIA. In a response to the letter released, Congressman Cartwright's campaign said, the congressman has debated his opponent in every election, and this year will be no different. And while we're on the topic of debates, Pennsylvania Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman's campaign says that he'll participate in just one debate. The campaign said Wednesday that Fetterman would participate in a televised debate in mid to late October. It comes after weeks of his Republican rival, Dr. Mehmet Oz, pressuring Fetterman and aggressively questioning the severity of his lingering health problems from a stroke he suffered in May. Coming up on WYLN News, Citizens Police Academy is back again this year. Plus, a date to save to be able to tour local history for free. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier. channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
The Citizens Police Academy, hosted by Troop N Community Services Unit in Hazleton, is coming back. The program is geared to give citizens a better understanding of the law and police procedures. Classes will meet each Tuesday evening for 10 weeks from 6 to 8 p.m. from October 4th through December 6th. Class size is limited to 30 participants. You must be 18 or over and a resident of the Troop N's coverage area. The deadline to submit an application is September 30th. Contact Trooper Anthony Petrosky for more information or an application. Say goodbye to plastic bags at Wegmans come the end of September. According to Wegmans PR manager Tracy Van Auker, beginning Thursday, September 22nd, Wegmans will remove single-use plastic grocery bags from its 18 stores in Pennsylvania. The move is part of the company's path to eliminate single-use grocery bags company-wide by the end of the year to shift towards reusable bags. Paper grocery bags will continue to be available for a 5-cent charge per bag. The Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission, the Commonwealth's official history agency, invites the public to explore Eckley Miners Village and other state-owned historic sites along the Pennsylvania Trails of History for free on Saturday, September 24th. Eckley will host author Mitch Troutman, who will read from his new book, The Bootleg Coal Rebellion, the Pennsylvania Miners Who Seized an Industry, 1925 to 1942. The program will also feature rare archival footage of bootleg coal mining. Troutman's talk will begin at 2 p.m. in the Eckley Visitor Center Auditorium. Eckley will be free and open to the public from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Walking tours of the historic village will be available, and visitors may also explore Eckley's exhibit hall, including a restored hand-built coal cracker dating back to the 1930s. The Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza, along with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, are once again proud to honor local military personnel and first responders throughout the upcoming season by donating the usage of an arena luxury suite for those that serve their country and community. Since the beginning of the 2015-16 event season, Mohegan Sun Arena and the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins donated nearly 3,000 tickets as part of the Salute to Service Suite promotion. The venue's Salute to Service Suite is decorated in Penguins military and first responder jerseys, and each recipient is recognized during the game. Nominations are now open for this promotion from the general public online at Mohegan Sun Arena's website at mohegansunarenapa.com/salute to service. Recipients of the award will be chosen at random, and each recipient will receive 12 tickets to the Salute the Service Suite for a Penguins game, along with 3 VIP parking passes and a complimentary snack package. It's Out of the Box, September 29th, 2022. It's a special date. Your United Way continues to do great things. They have been a community problem solver since 1928. You have the opportunity to be a part of all that is good in the greater Hazleton area. 9/29/2022. It's the start of something big. Stay tuned. Coming up on Tamaqua's News Choice, WYLN's historian Chris Fulmer takes us once again on a path through history. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 4. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on WYLN TV.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. It's high school football time. Watch WYLN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just the highlights, like only WYLN can. Watch the game of the week right here on WYLN. We're your local network. For the best in local sports, watch WYLN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Hi everybody. This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, it's going to be just Dr. Alex and I, but what a story about a man that was killed, came back to life, he was paralyzed, was able to walk, and how he's trying now to rebuild his life. So stay tuned for our next story.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
By the beginning of the 1930s, anthracite mining reached its peak in the Tamaqua area. Slowly but surely, the nation starts switching away from coal, and the automobile starts to supplant the railroads that long defined Tamaqua as the primary method of transportation for many. The stock market crash hit Tamaqua hard, as it did the rest of the country. Prohibition, still in full force at the time, was also difficult for many in town. Still, there were those who attempted to get around the ban on alcohol with their own concoctions. On the night of July 13, 1931, at the base of the hometown hill north of town, this practice turned deadly for several area men. They gathered near the ruins of the former H.A. Weldy gunpowder plant in the woods for a drink. One of the men, Alfred Merton, had stopped by Leo Faust's garage in nearby Taggartsville looking for a product called alkarine to mix into the liquor that would be used. Unable to get some, he instead purchased radiator alcohol, an early version of today's antifreeze. He and the other men attempted to strain out the alcohol in the solution through an old cloth in order to drink it. But what they had concocted proved to be deadly poison. By morning the next day, several of the men staggered back into Tamaqua, deathly sick. Some of them collapsed and died soon afterwards, and when authorities went into the woods to look for the rest of the party, they found 2 more men dead. All in all, what became known as the Hometown Hill tragedy claimed the lives of 7 of its participants, including among them John Cashman, Thomas Davis, and Patrick Slavin. In a sad irony, Prohibition would end a mere 18 months after the tragic event. Eventually, after Prohibition and the Depression had run their course, another world war started raging across the sea. Tamaqua sent its sons to fight against the forces of fascism again. In the 4 years of heavy fighting that followed, approximately 40 Tamaquans give their lives in the fight for freedom. Among them, Robert Seligman, Blair Dean, George Stoslavage, and Walter Hochstadter. And while the fighting went on overseas, the war would end up touching Tamaqua directly. On the evening of November 21, 1943, an Army transport plane crashed into Locust Mountain above the location of the present Tamaqua Elementary School, killing 7. After the war, normalcy returned to Tamaqua for some time. J.E. Morgan Knitting Mills, eventually become the largest clothing factory in Schuylkill County, opened in 1945. It would become well known for its thermal underwear, first produced in 1950. The plant would operate until 2009. And more good news awaited Tamaqua in the decades to come. The town had the honor of welcoming John F. Kennedy to town in 1960 during his presidential campaign. And in 1978, the entire community got to feel a rush of pride as the girls' basketball team won the state title.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns. Join myself and head football coach of Hazelton area, Dennis Bookman, for Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazelton area high school football. We'll go over the past week's game with highlights, look ahead to a future opponent, and have a special guest from the Cougar football program, just like senior quarterback Tyler Wolf. Tyler, what do you have to say to send us out?
Go Cougars.
Sports Talk every week here on WYLN, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazelton.
Penn State Hazelton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Gary Perna is leading the way into part 4 of this week's series.
Welcome to Leading the Way, and we're very excited because we have Gary Perna here in the studio with us, and he's spending the week telling us about from little Gary Perna to Gary Perna, who is now the interim CEO and president of the Greater Hazelton United Way. Wow, what a great title that is. But we're not going to get to that one yet. There's so many more that go in there. Besides firefighting, besides journalism, then you went on to municipal government.
Yeah, so after my 10-year stint in journalism in the news world, got a phone call one day from Mayor Jeff Cassat in the city of Hazelton and said, hey, you know, I'd really like you to join our team. So I spent 2 years in city government, first working in the mayor's office as his executive assistant. Kind of ran his office on the day-to-day operations and did some work for some of our boards and our commissions in the city. And then in the last about 7 months of my tenure at the city, I was the director of director of Parks and Recreation. And I was the first full-time director of Parks and Recreation that the city had that any of us could really remember. We were trying to go back and look and see it, but it had been a primarily part-time position up until I was given the job. So got to do a lot of work, got to learn a lot about the city of Hazelton and how the government in the city of Hazelton works, and see government working firsthand. So I spent 10 years reporting on government,
right,
and trying to do my job to hold them accountable, to going to work there and kind of taking that same approach and making sure government was responsible, making sure that when people came and asked questions that they would get the answers they were needed. So it was really a different experience for me to kind of make that jump. And it's not an uncommon jump for a lot of people who've worked in journalism to have taken roles as either PR people or communication specialists for government agencies or to work for government. And I think that goes hand in hand because, again, you spend so much time in communities and you've gotten to know so many people. And then a lot of them, and municipal governments and local governments, they want to capitalize that and bring somebody in who kind of knows the people and the places and to help make their government run more efficiently. And, I had the opportunity to do that for just about 2 years. And I was excited to be part of that, learned a lot. And
ran for office.
Yeah, I had a small stint where I ran for state representative.
Right.
And, unfortunately for me, it didn't work out, but it led to some other exciting things to happen.
Exactly. And I also want to mention positions that you're not getting paid for because you're very involved in your church community, and you were also secretary, president of the firefighting.
Yeah, so I spent.
Wow.
I was the president of Six County Firemen's Association.
6 County, that's it.
I
knew it was a lot.
Yeah, so and of course, the church, very involved in my church. I've been a member of Rotary and the Lions Club in the past. So we've had a lot of community service, and I think that was just something that was instilled in me at a young age is community service and how important it is to give back, and I do that every day. I try to make sure that at the end of the day, I'm leaving the place a little better than I found it.
Wow. Well, I'm tired just listening to him. But we're not done yet, because now we're going to take another leap and find out about the United Way of Greater Hazleton. That's tomorrow on Leading the Way.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.